Ashamed of his family's chicken business, Ricky Van Kip Jr. left Arkansas for New York City, where a failed crypto investment scheme would eventually cost him everything.
I remember thinking, this can't be happening to me. I mean, I grew up comfortable, you know? Back home, stuff like this just didn't happen. Not to me anyway.
He had financial backing, he had a safety net, he had options most people never get. And still, at 2 a.m, he was bleeding on a New York sidewalk. This was not the first loss. Months earlier, the shop had been vandalized, inventory stolen, insurance slow to respond.
Honestly, the robbery shook me more than the mugging. Getting jumped on the street is one thing, but when someone kicks in your shop door and empties the shelves, that's when it hit me. The business might not survive.
The margins were already thin. He had already been mugged once before.
I started switching up how I got home, different streets, walking faster, checking every corner like I was in some kind of movie.
Adjusting routines did not change the outcome. What makes this situation unusual is not the crime, it is the contrast. Ricky Van Kip Jr. grew up inside long-term stability.
My dad built that whole thing from nothing. 45 years in the same business, same plant, same grind. Back then, I didn't realize how rare that was.
His father owned one of the largest poultry processing operations in Arkansas. Operational, profitable, stable.
New York take his money, then take his pride. And all of this start on a chicken farm.
He grew up with land, structure, and access. So how does someone raised inside stability end up absorbing chaos?
I honestly thought leaving home would make me impressive. Turns out, that's not really how it works.
This was not a story about bad luck. It began with a decision. Rick Van Kip Sr. spent 45 years building a poultry processing operation in Arkansas. He started with a single facility, reinvested profits instead of expanding his lifestyle, and focused on operational efficiency rather than public recognition.
I remember waking up at like 4 a.m. sometimes as a kid, and my dad was already gone to the plant.
By the time his son reached adulthood, the company employed hundreds and supplied national distributors. It was not speculative wealth, it was operational wealth.
Chicken money, real money.
But once he entered university, those advantages became invisible.
When you're at school and everybody's parents are lawyers or investors, saying your folks run a poultry plant, I'll be honest, it didn't sound too good at the time.
In certain social environments, prestige is measured by profession rather than output.
Clean money, still smell like chicken.
Ricky began associating status with industries rather than stability.
I told my dad I wanted to build something of my own, something bigger than chickens. That was the idea anyway.
Rather than learning the business gradually, Ricky asked for early access to his inheritance. Rick Sr. refused to dissolve the long-term structure he had built. Instead, he offered a large loan secured against Ricky's future inheritance.
Safety net, with interest.
Ricky accepted without attempting to renegotiate terms.
Leaving Arkansas felt like the start of everything, like I was finally stepping into the real world.
Within weeks, Ricky left Arkansas. The business he was walking away from remained profitable and stable. The business he was pursuing had yet to exist. New York City represented access to capital, visibility, and scale. Ricky and his partners positioned their crypto consultancy as a forward-looking financial service, emphasizing innovation rather than proven models.
Honestly, I felt unstoppable. Friends, women, money, plenty of booze. For a while, it felt like we'd cracked the code.
The company relied heavily on projections, momentum, and confidence, rather than operating history.
We thought the momentum would just keep rolling. Like once you're in it, the money keeps coming.
Early capital allowed the group to accelerate spending. Office space was selected for appearance rather than necessity. Vehicles were leased to signal credibility. Social events were framed as networking opportunities. These costs were justified as brand building, despite limited revenue consistency.
Lifestyle first, spreadsheet later.
When the first project collapsed, we figured it was temporary, just a bad week.
It was not. The first major investment failed due to a rug pull, eliminating client confidence. A second project collapsed as market conditions shifted. Recovery attempts required additional capital that no longer existed.
And then the wallets got hacked. That's when the whole thing really ended.
The capital was gone. When the company's wallets were compromised, remaining liquidity disappeared almost instantly. At that point, the business was no longer operational. It was dissolved without formal closure.
Market teach fast lessons.
With approximately 10% of the original funds remaining, Ricky pivoted toward retail.
I figured retail might stabilize things. Not glamorous, but steady. I was just not ready to give up.
The vape shop required less upfront investment, but offered limited scalability. Location was chosen based on affordability rather than foot traffic or security. The shop operated under constant pressure. Customer volume was inconsistent. Regulations changed frequently. Supplier relationships dictated pricing.
From crypto to cartridges.
Ricky worked long hours and absorbed stress directly, with limited delegation or buffer.
I was working every day just trying to keep the doors open.
Working late hours exposed Ricky to environmental risk. He was mugged multiple times while commuting home, each incident reinforcing the instability of his situation.
That mugging, that was the moment it really hit me. I wasn't in control anymore.
At that point, Ricky had no income buffer and no remaining safety net.
Big words! No respect!
The shop was vandalized and later robbed, resulting in further financial strain. Shortly after, his personal relationship ended when his partner left for his primary supplier.
And then my girlfriend left. Hard to blame her, honestly.
Stress management. Retail edition.
Ricky returned to Arkansas without notifying his family.
I didn't call anyone. Didn't plan it. I just got in the car and drove back.
The move was not reconciliation. It was necessity.
I started at the plant like any other worker. Same hours, same floor. Truth is, I probably should have done that from the start.
He joined the poultry plant as a field worker, performing entry-level tasks. The work was physically demanding and intentionally anonymous. On the third day, Rick Sr. recognized him.
No disguise strong enough.
The plant shut down early that day. All workers were paid in full, and Rick Sr. organized a gathering that evening, inviting employees, family members, and longtime partners of the company.
I wasn't expecting any of that. I thought maybe I'd just quietly start working again and earn my way back. But seeing the employees there, people my dad had worked with for decades, everyone welcoming me like I never left, that hit me harder than anything that happened in New York.
What began as a normal production day became a celebration marking Ricky's return. Later that evening, Rick Sr. invited Ricky to begin learning the business directly, not as an heir receiving ownership, but as a participant, rebuilding understanding from the ground up.
Chicken farm wasn't flashy, but it was solid. Real wealth don't need costume.